looking for the pulse of Tampa Bay sports. Beckles and Recher is the #1 source. The new dog, raising up the bar. Intelligent sports talk in your own backyard. Ain't no competition, ask the fans why. Beckles and Recher got it by a landslide. Don't fret, microphone check, stand by. Yo, Fox, where they at? Who my two favorite guys? Here they go. 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 Here they go.
All right.
It's very bright today.
Bright is good. Welcome back to Beckles and Recher, the podcast, formerly the radio show.
Yeah.
From back in the day. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful week. I'm sure we're going to get into a lot of things. I'm sure we're going to talk about our 2-0 Buccaneers and a couple of owies that we have. We have owies?
Couple of owies?
We got owies, dog. There was
Did
a
you
lot
say
of
that to your
owies.
kids?
No.
All right, so hold on. The great thing about watching the game, see, at times it's great to watch the game together when there's a lot of people there, and sometimes it's good to watch the game when it's just like a few of us.
Correct.
Like it was the other night.
Yep.
And the other night, Ian just kept saying over and over and over again, over and over. The number one thing Ian kept saying to me was, Cody Mauch don't look right. Cody Mauch don't look right. Mm-hmm. And there's one clip of him, and he's kind of walking like Jameis. He's got like a little hitch in his giddy up, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And then the news today, he's not practicing with the Buccaneers. You didn't hear that?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Oh, shit, you didn't know
So he may
that?
not play?
Oh, my God.
He may not play?
It was just walkthroughs today because obviously the schedule's jacked up when you play Monday nights. You've heard of that before. Not like you played on Monday night. I'm not talking shit. You've said that before.
I played twice Monday night, but not here.
Philly
twice.
Did you play any primetime games with the Bucs?
Yeah, but this like Thursday night, I think.
They did not have Thursday night games in the 90s.
Sunday night?
You played a Sunday night game?
I know we played the Rams once on national TV, I think. That's
Was it preseason?
No. Why are you dogging us?
No, you told me because one time you told me you told me one time I think you played one, I think maybe one or none.
It could be one. It really could be one. Now I'm thinking about it because, I thought everybody was watching us, but now I look back, we were blacked out half the time, so nobody was watching us, dog.
That's pretty jacked up. I feel bad for you and Tony.
We good.
But you saw that coming.
Yeah, dude. He
didn't look good.
He didn't look good, but I also knew this. Even if he was 50%, this is what your coach is going to say. You got to go, Cody. You got to go.
You got to go.
We have three. Now we have, listen to me, 4 guys out of position. So now, Cody Mauch, and this is not dogging him, going into the season, you say, who's a question mark on the offensive line? I would say
definitely him.
Cody Mauch. Period. It's not
You're not talking. No, we're not talking.
Now we have 4 offensive linemen out of position and an injured Cody Mauch. Boy, the Jets are going to be salivating. They're going to be licking their chops because the Bucs had better figure out a way to run the football in an efficient way because there's a couple things I saw in the game I didn't like. Coming out on 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line and empty, I don't even want to see that. Like, that's not anything I've ever been part of. So the Bucs better flip the mentality to run the football a lot because I think that's the only way they're going to survive. That's the only way Baker makes it through the season. He took too many licks. The other night.
Yeah, and I mean, the defensive lines that you're going to be playing, they're not going to be as good as the ones you played against in Houston either.
Philadelphia?
No, I'm just saying, not everyone's going to be like that.
No, but Philadelphia's coming up.
Oh, no doubt about it. But hopefully you get a guy healthier. And Tristan Wirfs, maybe he'll be ready for week 4.
I think Tristan, I would say, I don't know.
Still practicing to the side today, which doesn't bode well.
See.
But it could not. I mean, that's the thing. It's like we hope. Yeah. I think it's more hope than everything. Yeah. When you're like, we'll be back for the Eagles. Why? Because they're good? It has nothing to do with how good the team is. It's how healthy he is.
This is what scares me a little bit, Jay. And I went through this situation before when I had surgery. Just before the season one time, I found out I had this knee condition and I had surgery and I missed the first 6 weeks of the season, okay? So I didn't practice at all. So Tristan Wirfs hasn't practiced at all this year. So he hasn't done anything. So when he is okay to play, boy, what kind of shape is he going to be in, bro? I mean, I'm going to tell you what shape I was in. When I got in there, I actually ended up playing half a game, and I've never in my life been that tired. I mean, when I mean not in shape, it's not like I was out of shape, but you can't be in football shape. So and Tristan Wirth is the biggest anomaly maybe I've ever seen. He may be the freak that may be able to get it done,
right?
But that's not an easy thing to do.
No, I mean you're asking. It's almost like what Nikita Kucherov did a couple years ago.
A good comparison.
He missed the entire regular season, and they're like, he's gonna be rusty.
Yeah. Didn't miss a beat.
Nah.
Like there's no way you could say which guy looks rusty.
It wasn't him.
He was flying. He had fresh legs.
But what are we talking about? We're talking about an MVP. We're talking about Tristan Wirfs, who's one of the best, if not the best, left tackle in the game. But
MVP.
like that is what you're saying. Yeah. You're talking about guys in their prime, at the elite of the elite. Like that's, and if it's not, then he may struggle, right? I mean, it's which I think you'll understand.
Well, this is the thing, though. When you get 70% of somebody who could jump out of a pool, it's still better than everybody else.
It is.
It's still better than heck. It's still better than everybody out there. It's still better than most of the NFL.
But it doesn't mean that it's not going to affect his recovery and susceptibility for him getting hurt.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So your level of concern is definitely elevated because of the injury.
For the offensive line? That's not concern. That's just, I mean, it's time for panic. Like, I don't need to be concerned.
It's time for panic, Beck says.
I mean, you don't think that's something that's going to be talked about? And I mean, they're going to have to, as an offense, they're going to have to sit down and go, what do we need to do to change? Because we're not the same. We went from top 5 offensive line in the whole I said they were top 5 offensive line in the whole NFL to maybe the worst coming up Sunday. On paper, it may be the worst offensive line because I'm not dogging the individuals, but like Barton as a center, I like him. Okay, Bredizek or whatever his name is. Bredesen. When you play guard, okay, but when you're switching everybody around and now you got questionable tackles and it's like there's so much going on, they're gonna attack us. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they're gonna attack us not only with personnel, they're gonna attack us with scheme because there's gonna be guys out of position and all these adjustments and things are gonna be really hard when you're just trying to get guys blocked. I'm scared a little bit.
And then you look at the offense, too. I mean, they got sacked 4 times in the game against Houston. I thought, other than that, like, Josh Grazard did a great job when Gedeke went out. I think the time to release the ball was like 3-something, and it got under 3. It was under. It was like 2.2. So he knew exactly. I give him a game ball for really kind of adjusting. And I mean, we've seen bad games where guys get 6, 7, 8 sacks. I think they held up pretty well, but that's not a recipe for success. You're playing with fire unless you run the football. They ran the football 30 times. I mean, you and I said, I said 25 to 30. You said 30. I mean, 3 of those were Baker scrambles, but I mean, you run the ball 27 times. I mean, you're going to need a similar recipe this weekend against the Jets.
I didn't love the way the offense looked in general. It didn't look explosive to me. Like, our wide receivers didn't look explosive, and maybe it's just.
I think it's more. I think it's Houston.
I think it's more. I would give Houston credit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they also know what do they know? They know that you're trying to get the ball to your hands, so they're not sitting on anything. They're not worried about anything going over their heads. So they're jumping on every route. They're not doing any double moves. They can't. Like, you don't have time. I just said 2.2 seconds. Like, so I mean, everybody's gonna look like Revis and Deion Sanders when you're jumping every route, and that's their strength. Their strength is their defensive backs. And outside of Sauce Gardner, I think it's a deficiency for the Jets, but they're going to need to be able to do something to push the ball down the field to take some of the heat off of the offense. But how do you do that when you're trying to get rid of the ball quickly, Ian? That's the kind of the conundrum they're in.
Well, the thing, getting rid of the ball quickly, the offensive coordinator could call anything. It's the quarterback needs to get that ball out, because you have to recognize things. If you say, okay, I'm going to get this ball out quickly, I have a 5-yard out, they jump on that out, you got to have number 2 ready pretty darn quick, okay? And for it to not be 3 seconds, that like you almost can't sit. You can't sit. And I was explaining this to somebody the other day. Somebody goes, he's open, throw it. And I go, if you say he's open, he's not open anymore. And as a quarterback, if you're looking and you see somebody open, he's not open anymore. Like, you have to throw somebody open or anticipate somebody coming open, okay? So when you're getting the ball out that quick, when you have some of these quarterbacks like a Caleb Williams and quarterbacks like that I can hear them thinking, all right? I think Baker Mayfield's past that. And not a lot of quarterbacks are past. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks, there's some out there, even some good ones, I can hear them thinking, and that's not a good thing. And there's other ones like Patrick Mahomes. I would hate to go in his head because there's so much going on. Like, Patrick Mahomes rarely makes bad decisions. He just seems like he's always live. He scrambles when he should. I don't know. Because watching that game, they lost it the other day, but he was so good to me. Just him getting himself out of so many situations. It could have been 10 sacks, and he was wiggling his way out of situations and running when he had to. People could dog him and say he's chubby and all that. I would take him maybe over anybody that ever played.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
So we had this discussion the other day, and we'll talk more about the Chiefs in a second, about what quarterbacks need to do to win and trying to go above and beyond in that next level. And I feel like the more and more you watch Baker Mayfield, he's got some of those qualities too. You and I were, and for those that didn't tune in on Monday when Ian joined me on my podcast, he joins me every Monday at 12:30. Tom Brady, I didn't find the clip. I'm going to send you the clip. Tom Brady and Joel Klatt, they do a thing every week where they talk about kind of the nuances of the game. And Tom Brady said the only quarterback that really does something similar to what I do and kind of does every little thing to win is Patrick Mahomes. And he likes Lamar Jackson. He likes Josh Allen. And if anything, he's imploring those guys to take their game to the next level. He goes, what are those guys doing to help the defense? What are those guys doing in the offseason? What are those guys doing in the personnel department? What are those guys doing as far as, constructing the game plan, right? And he always speaks about, man, in that Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs, he knew every single play they were going to run. He knew exactly where Tyrann Mathieu was going to be. So I'm not saying that Baker does all of that stuff, right? Because he's not an MVP. But there is something to be said about how he plays the game and how inspirational it is for, I think, everybody on the team. Because, Beck, it's 4th and 10. You got less than a 10% chance to win that game. And you wiggle out of damage there inside the pocket. You juke Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. First down, you get up in his face, you start talking shit to him. Like, that, it's not the end-all, be-all, like, as far as being a winning team or a losing team, but shit, man, there's nothing negative, in my opinion, when it comes to you having a quarterback that's barely 6'1", and he's willing to freaking die for this freaking team.
Well, I mean, he goes down, they're dead, the game's over, okay?
Right.
So, he dug him out the grave. Now, this is what you normally see. You normally see when a game switches like that, I'm talking about momentum from 4th and 10 to a dramatic play by a dramatic player in that situation, that team rarely loses. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's the momentum brings you into the end zone, it seems like. And I know the Texans are sick. This is why. It was a perfect defensive call. They had a guy blitzing from the outside. Baker couldn't go. They had a guy blitzing late from inside, and Baker just gave him a little wiggle pump, got him off his feet, got through there, and then he just does what he did. But they watch film, and they got to be sick. They had him dead to right, okay? All they had to do was not get juked, okay? Forget about tipping the ball, just tackle a quarterback, and the game would have been over. So, Baker, as far as his quarterback skills, I think is so much more elevated than he was even 3 years ago, 4 years ago, for sure, because of his maturity. But nobody has ever questioned his want to at any time. It was almost a hindrance to him at the beginning.
And I think that's where you had the hindrance of him, because your big thing was, I don't think he could be a backup in this league. And I think part of that...
I still don't. It's not really his style. He thinks he's too good.
Yeah. Well, you need that, right?
100%. 100%.
And people, we had this conversation about Kevin Kiermaier a lot. And I remember you asking me, you'd say, Jay, why doesn't he want to bunt? Why wouldn't he bunt?
Yeah.
And we would ask him, and he's like, yeah, it's not for me. He had that belief in himself when it came across as cocky sometimes. But with that being said, when other guys were striking out against guys throwing 99, or you get to the postseason, Kiermaier was balling.
Yeah.
He balled out in the 2020 World Series. Randy Arozarena got all the love there, but KK played well. Why? Because that belief, even though in certain times it looks like it's cocky, that belief when everybody else is doubting themselves, that keeps you up here when other people kind of fall back. I want to ask you, do you think it's more what's more impressive about Baker Mayfield? The tangible stuff or the intangible stuff?
Intangible. I don't think that's... I think he has a lot of tangibles, no doubt about it.
Right.
But nothing that is so much superior to any other NFL quarterback, I wouldn't think. But his intangibles, just his likability, I think, I like him. I don't like that many people. I'm just going to be it's hard for me to like somebody. You see what I'm saying?
I know this.
This is for real, though. If I look at him, I feel like I want to play with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, other guys, I'm like, yeah.
Who was the closest quarterback to that when you played? At any level? Did you play with a guy like that?
No, I mean, me and Vinny got along pretty cool.
But it was different.
It was way.
Yeah.
Me and Rodney Pete got along well, but it was just kind of a friendship thing.
Shout out to Rodney Pete.
Yeah,
Holly Robinson Pete.
That's
Kings Court.
That's my people.
Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, is that his?
What?
Did he run? He doesn't run that, does he? Is he part of that?
They're the hosts.
Really?
So
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. The Kings Court with Titus O'Neil and Carlos Boozer and Tyson Beckford. The hosts of the show are Holly Robinson.
I've never watched
and Rodney
it.
Pete.
Really?
You would love it, bro.
I bet I would. And
the season finale was on Sunday. I texted Titus, saying congratulations on your love. He goes, "That was a year ago, bro. I got some other girl."
Really? Good for him. I ain't mad.
Not in a bad way. It's just like he found love somewhere else.
I was in a strip club with Rodney, and I'm like, so.
Oh, come on, bro.
So what? What happened?
Is this before Holly?
No, you could be in a strip club if you're married.
Oh boy.
You can't be in a strip club if you're married?
Yeah, I guess you can.
What do you mean?
I mean, you know.
I'm an NFL player. I'm in a strip club, dog. That's what we do.
But you're married, so I mean.
Okay, I was in a strip club.
I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the lovely Holly Robinson.
Okay, don't worry about all that.
Come on,
man.
So
I'd be like, so Rodney.
He proposed on hanging with Mr. Cooper.
I did see that.
Come on, man.
I said, so you know people in the Hollywood? He's like, yeah. So I jokingly, he goes, yeah. So I'm like who? He goes, I know most people. I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, you know, most people. And he just said it nonchalantly.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes, we're cool with Oprah. And I go, I laugh at him. I go,
Oprah Rich.
I go, I laugh at it. So I didn't really say much about it, right? From that point, I watched the Oprah Winfrey show one day. And Oprah said, Rodney and Holly are my favorite couple in Hollywood. And I was like, what? And everybody who dies, Rodney and Holly have a picture with them. When I'm not being, I don't, and I mean every.
It's like Chris Tucker.
Every single person who dies, they have a picture. Then he'd be on a yacht with Magic Johnson and like Samuel L. Jackson, and I'm like, oh yeah, brother, I like yachts.
I know.
I like yachts.
Do you think he remembers you?
Oh, me and Rodney were good, dog.
Okay.
Me and Rodney was good.
I would love that.
Yeah. Rodney's good, folks.
Yo, shout out to everybody watching right now. Make sure you share this on your social media platforms. 3 Ugly Mugs, quick passes, screens, run the ball. Keep Baker clean, bet the under. Greg DeCruz watching from Costa Rica. I still think Ian has a few good reps in him left if Mal cannot go. Place the call.
Lie.
That's a lie. The Johnny B show in the house.
Yeah.
Trust Carberry. He'll have the fat boys ready to run block against the weak Jets front seven. I love when Johnny B calls people fats.
Johnny B.
He's just one of the funniest people I've ever met. I love Johnny B. Christopher Cole in the house. Shout out to our guy Chan in the house as well. Later, scared. Yeah, he won the Heisman. Men of distinction go to the strip clubs for the food. Anything else is just gravy.
See?
All right, Ron. Ron's like, I'm going to score for the steaks.
Nah, I saw Ron sucking toes at Penthouse Club. My wife was there.
What?
My wife was there.
While he was sucking toes?
Yeah, he was sucking toes. Back. Yeah.
Was Bert there? Hey, Bert!
Bert was right next to him.
Bert was there. He had the other foot. He said foot on foot. They were double fisting the feet.
Oh, boy.
Feet fisting. Oh, my God. Watch out. We got all the way there. Yep. Anything else stand out to you about the game, good, bad, or ugly? Other than the special teams.
Special teams. I almost called that. I mean, while it was going on.
We saw it right before then.
They almost blocked one. And I go, guys, they're coming at this one.
Doesn't that happen, though? Doesn't that happen a lot in the NFL?
Absolutely.
Like you don't realize it until after the fact. Yeah. But a lot of times when you're watching a game, right before a punt gets blocked, it's usually close to the last time.
Yes, sure.
Why does that happen? Like, why don't because it just looked like Riley Dixon, the punter, was like,
yeah.
Taking his sweet ass time, no change in protection. Did they just look at it and think like, hey, that was just one time, we're not going to change much? Like, I find it hard to believe that they're not going to make, because he had a punt, I think, after that, and it didn't get blocked. So what goes into that conversation?
Well, you watch special teams film, and literally the special teams coach would say, we're going after these guys. These guys have flaws. Or some other guys will go, well, these guys they're just good at what they do. We're not going to waste our time trying to block. Clearly, they were going after that kick. Something they saw in our protection that they saw was flawed, because when you're going after a kick, you're really probably not going to get a great return, okay? So it's either one or the other. So they saw something to go after us, and when you almost block one, especially in that situation at the end of the game, and especially when they were lined up and everybody was shoulder to shoulder, I said, you better buck up, and it didn't work.
Buck up, Bucks.
Buck up, man.
But they were able to come back with the victory.
Yeah,
and
man.
I think
Thank
that's
God.
the most
Thank
important
God.
thing.
Thank God.
It's almost like you anticipate the Bucs to come back now. Like, let me ask you, because when we're watching that drive at the end, I would have been surprised if they did score.
Agreed.
Isn't that crazy?
Well,
how long ago?
Brady.
Did you not, before that, right? Like,
before
did you have
Brady,
that same feeling with Jameis?
No, of course not. No.
But how crazy is that? That it's another quarterback?
I know.
It's really not that long ago, Beck.
No.
It's really not that long ago when
It's
you're just
not.
like, anything that could go wrong did go wrong for the Buccaneers. And now you look at them and you go, damn, bro, they kind of do everything right. And I mentioned this the other day. I want to ask you about this. Levante David going up to Todd Bowles and like speaking to him during the game. You don't see guys like buddy up to their head coach and just start talking. Like, it's usually the coach that goes over. They give the coach the space. But, I mean, that relationship, Levante's impact, he was speaking after the game, 200th game in Buck history, which is kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
Only person, third person ever behind Rondé and Derek Brooks. But, I mean, Levante David, man, that relationship with him and the way that Todd Bowles can just kind of let him run the roost on the defensive side of the ball, and pretty much the entire team. I mean, it's a pretty special relationship, and I hope everybody really appreciates it, because we don't have many years left with Levante. This could be the last one.
Yeah, and I think it says a lot because the head coach is busy, all right? So if you're having a conversation with the head coach, it's not personal. It's business.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about that. And to be having a conversation with the head coach about schemes or whatever you're talking about, and that's what they're talking about, says a lot about you as a player. Because, like, as an offensive lineman, I'm not going to go talk to the offensive coordinator about schemes. What am I going to say to him? You know what I mean? So that kind of shows you how involved Levante is with everything. And, we got a chance to, Brian Billick, we got a chance to interview him back in the day, and I said, let me know something about, Ray Lewis that other people don't know. And he said, Beck, I never had to coach the defense, not one time. And I don't think it's like that with Levante David.
No.
But I think to a certain extent, I think his voice is that strong in that locker room. And to have a guy like Ray Lewis, and you could probably put Ed Reed in with there, to not ever have to worry and have to go over the defense and say, pick it up, that's such a luxury, man. That's such a luxury.
I just saw something with Ed Reed the other day, and they asked him, hey, you see any safeties in the game that are like you? He's like, nah.
Absolutely not.
Not even close.
No, absolutely not.
I don't know if
absolutely not.
I mean, I don't want to say never. I don't want to say never. I hope
how many safeties would you put in his category? Because I'm going to say this right now, right? Ronnie Lott was fantastic, but he's not Ed Reed. Troy Polamalu, and I can't think of another one off the top of my head.
No, I mean, Brian Dawkins was a head hunter.
I don't know if
I think Brian. Hold on. I think Brian Dawkins was like John Lynch. Similarities there,
okay
right?
With that, yeah.
Guys farther off the line of scrimmage, big hits, very physical. I'll put Ronnie Lott in that category.
Ed Reed also.
I think Troy Polamalu. Here's the thing: what people don't realize. Yeah. I think Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu, they're both one of one. Because I've never seen anybody do what either one of those guys do. Troy Polamalu timed the snaps better than any defensive player that we've ever seen. Guys that rushed the passer, guys that were D tackles, guys that were corner safeties. He would literally jump over the pile and not ever be called for offsides or a neutral zone infraction. Like the way that he made the plays. The only guy that ever really saw the game, at least in the modern generation, I think was Luke Kuechly. I was going to say Luke Kuechly. Those two guys.
Yeah.
But the way that Ed Reed wasn't... It's kind of weird to say this, and Ponzo's going to love this. The only guy that made an impact like Ed Reed, in my opinion, was Lawrence Taylor. Because they were almost like offensive players on defense. Go back to the one game, I think it was against the Lions, where it was like they won a game and it was like he had the touchdown and he forced 2 fumbles and they led to field goals.
Yep.
And they won the game. Like it was something like that. But Ed Reed, I was watching the video the other day. It's so crazy how he knew exactly where to go, and every single time he touched the ball, it was a touchdown. It wasn't a long return. It was a touchdown. He had a nose for the end zone. He had a nose for big hits, and he was on another level. He was a guy that looked like he was a varsity player playing against JV, and the speed and the physicality, and it's just the environment. It was when he had the ball, there was a bunch of monsters with him. And it was usually 52 out there, too. So you imagine, like, you also had Ray Lewis blocking for you, too. It was like a combination of everything.
2 of the best defensive players who ever played a game on the field at the same time. For a while.
For a long time.
That's a problem. And it became a problem. There was a time when you're not scoring 17 points too many. I think the Buccaneers, through an era, were the best defense ever. Through an era.
Right.
For 1 year, though, I don't think anybody can beat the Ravens. They were so nasty for a bit, though.
You know what's weird?
Yeah.
Check this out. As a guy that grew up as a Giants fan, I had more confidence in the Giants beating an undefeated Tom Brady than I did the Giants beating the Ravens.
I can see.
And it wasn't even close.
The Ravens do the Giants better than
Bro,
that.
we just watched.
Yeah.
But even that year, like Kerry Collins, they beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
They beat the Vikings 41-0. They beat the shit out of Randy Moss and Chris Carter. And I just remember at the Super Bowl, and my mom was like, "You excited?" And I was like, "No." She was like, "Why?" I was like, "There's no way they win this game." And they got destroyed.
Yeah. It was the Ravens' It was their time. It was their time.
It was the Giants Super Bowl was the NFC Championship game. And the Giants were an overachieving team, and they played one of the greatest defenses of all time. It was served up on a platter for Baltimore fans. Good for them.
Sure was.
All right, let's talk about another Super Bowl champion, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 0-2.
Yep.
We kind of talked about this the other day, and there's something off with them. And I want to get your opinion on this. The one thing about Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots is that even after they won, they kind of recreated themselves. They got, they went away from like the Corey Dillons of the world, and then they remember, because early on, they didn't have Amendola and Edelman. It was Deion Branch and those guys, right? And they won more with the defense. They didn't rely on Tom as much. And then when they got a little bit older, right, then they brought in Welker and Edelman and Amendola, and they got Randy Moss, and they drafted Gronk and Aaron Hernandez. So, like, they're too soon. So, obviously, they had to adapt. Mahomes... Chapter 1 was Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, and you could say Chapter 2 was without Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
They need to find out something for Chapter 3 because I think Chapter 2 is over. And it's not saying that they're never going to win again, but Andy Reid's 67. Travis Kelce's probably retiring after this year. They might miss the playoffs this year because they're in a terrible division for them. They're in a really good division. They need to focus on Chapter 3. Do you agree with that sentiment?
I don't want to put them in their grave yet.
No, I'm not saying in the grave, but they need to reinvent themselves.
Okay,
rebuild. They need to reload.
I just think it's too early for that yet. Okay, they're 0-2, and it doesn't look good. I would agree with you because it doesn't look right. Because I watch a lot of Kansas City football. Chris is a big Kansas City fan, so I watch a lot. And I've seen them lose, but I would say, well, they still look like Kansas City. They don't really look like.
Nothing's easy.
They're not scary.
Nothing's easy.
No. It seemed like Mahomes was straining to get first downs were hard, and defensively they just don't look the same. But I don't want to say pull the plug on something, and because. I think Mahomes has got to the AFC Championship every single year, so it's just early. It's just early on 0-2. Because it wouldn't be the craziest. I think they have an easy game this week. Relatively easy. I can't think of who they're playing. I think who they're playing this week. Who's Kansas City play this week? And then
what happens if the Giants win that game?
They might.
I'll tell you what.
That wouldn't be the craziest thing.
Hey,
I watched the Giants last week. They have players.
If I'm going to put money on an underdog this week, it might be that one.
What do you think that line's going to be? 7.5. I'm going to guess 7.5.
Check it out right now, buddy.
Where's the game at? Kansas City or in New York? Sunday Night Football.
Why would you do that to us?
On national TV. It's going to be 7.5.
6.5.
6.5.
Not bad.
That's a good
Giants
number.
home game, 66%.
That's a good number.
Patrick Mahomes. This could be the game.
Yeah, but do you want to put money on the Giants?
Yeah, of course.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all. And then bet against Patrick Mahomes, put money in the Giants. Eek.
Russell Wilson's got 618 yards through 2 games.
He was balling out last week.
Yeah.
He balled out last week.
I don't really know.
I don't know either.
Wow.
I don't know if it lasts.
I
don't know if it lasts.
Wow.
Unlimited.
Some breaking news for the Rays. Upon closing of the transaction of the new sale for the team, Matt Silverman and Brian Auld have chosen to step down from their roles in connection with the franchise sale. Wow, man. Almost 2 decades of service. And we've talked to them. Remember when they came into the building over there at iHeart? Remember when they would talk to us and tell us and ask us about all these different things? And I mean,
stepped down and fired.
Probably a nice way to say that they're
That's
looking
exactly
in a different direction.
No,
I mean, listen,
they're not going to fire them.
No, but these two guys have been freaking touting the company line for Stu Sternberg for so freaking long.
So long.
And I feel like good for them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just go do what you got to do.
I've never had an issue with
No, they've always been great to me. I don't know about great to Ian because of wearing an Expos hat to opening day that 1 year. That was rough.
That was a little rough.
They're like, hey, what's Ian wearing? I go, I don't know.
Actually, it wasn't an Expos hat. It was a Yankees hat.
It was an Expos hat. The Yankee hat was another time.
I'm not apologizing. I'm not apologizing for that one.
Which one?
The Expos one.
Okay,
the Yankees one I apologize for. I knew I was wrong there. The Expos one, you kiss my ass. I wear an Expos hat almost every day.
True, but
so they
after
kiss my ass. I don't care.
No, I know,
care.
but
I get it.
You know why it was so egregious? Because they talked about the split season thing in Montreal, and the very next opening day, Ian comes with a Montreal Expos hat. They're like, "What's with your boy's hat?" I was like, first off, don't call him my boy.
I'm from Montreal.
Yeah, I know you didn't care.
I didn't care.
He was like, it's a Marquise Grissom.
Now, that being said, when I realized I had a Yankees hat on.
Okay. So there's nothing wrong with the Montreal hat.
Nope.
Not tone deaf at all.
No.
Even though you work for the flag.
I admitted to the Yankees was wrong. The Expo one.
You're past that one.
That's me, Mike.
You're like one of those people like, I
Mike.
admitted I cheated once.
Nah, dog.
So you know nothing about the Montreal thing.
Don't care about
You
feelings.
work for the flagship station of the race.
Are the Expos against them in any way?
They were talking about moving to Montreal.
I don't care about their feelings.
It was definitely a sore thing.
I say this to my players a lot at Chamberlain. I said, I don't care about your feelings.
No, but did you do one of... You do realize there was a little bit of salt in the wound.
It wasn't.
No, you got to realize that.
It wasn't.
You don't have to care.
It's only salt if I say it's salt.
No, it's
I'm
not.
Wearing it. Yes, that's true.
No, it's not.
Yes, it's
you don't
true.
have to care about it. We can agree on that.
It's just like I can say anything I want. Somebody could say it's racist. I can say it's not because it's not. And I'm going to say it was nothing malicious to it because it was not. So they kiss my entire black ass.
We're not talking about an overall impression of what happened. You're trying to tell me that nobody was upset about it? I just told you somebody said about it.
Once again.
You don't have to care about that.
There you go. Then we're on the same page.
Okay, there we go. But don't act like it didn't happen. Because I had the conversation.
I do not care.
That's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with not caring.
Case closed, Your Honor.
Boom, boom, boom. All right, last thing we'll get to today. Shador Sanders. All right, I cannot wait to hear your opinion on this.
Great.
So, Shador Sanders, we come to find out from Adam Schefter. I said this in front of my textbooks. Shador Sanders, he did not want to get drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. They were going to draft him, and he said, no, I don't want to be Lamar's backup. And then a couple of picks later, he was drafted by the Cleveland Browns. Now people are saying, I can't believe you would do that. You're supposed to, whatever. You understand why people would be upset with it that have no idea about the situation. Where do you fall on this entire situation? Do you look at this as, hey, in the 5th round, he's trying to navigate his way to a spot that he's going to start? Or do you look at it as, hey, who are you? Who do you think you are? You should just be happy you got drafted. Or like, where do you fall in this entire equation?
Somewhere in the middle. I get somebody saying, who do you think you are? Because he's nobody. That's perception, okay? He actually said, don't draft me, and they didn't draft him. So that means he's somebody. Because you can't, if you're nobody, they're going to tell you, kiss my ass and just draft you.
They wouldn't contact you.
That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, you asked him? So obviously it's somebody. Are you okay with us drafting you? He said no. I have no problem with that. That's just Shador saying that I know I'm not better than Lamar. Don't do that to me. Don't put me in that situation. That's not the situation I want to be in. Look, when it's all said and done, Shador's, he hasn't started yet. He hasn't done anything yet, but at the end of it, he may end up being a huge steal because they say he looked okay to this point. If he ever starts and plays and does, and is productive, he's going to be a huge steal. But Shador is not like everybody else. Everybody else could hate him as much as you want, but there's millions of people that hate him. Therefore, that makes him very, very powerful.
No doubt.
He makes him very powerful. And we don't have to like people having power, but you have to kind of concede to it. And if
it is what it is.
Yeah, the Mannings, Eli Manning did the same thing. And nobody got upset.
No, people got upset.
But who cares?
But what are you going to do?
But who cares?
Because you know why?
Yeah.
People didn't care.
There you go.
Here's the thing about the Shador thing. Where do you think I fall on this?
Where do you think you fall?
I can't wait to hear. Where do you think? I'm old school in a lot of ways, and I think you should.
Yeah, I don't think you're too far from what I said. I don't think you're too far from it.
I'm pretty far.
Are you?
Yeah. I think it's 100% his prerogative to do whatever the hell he wants.
I'm good with that.
I am so far in Shador's corner for this because here's the thing, and you brought it up great. They contacted him.
Yeah.
So you know what you don't have in a situation like that? Leverage.
Correct.
You're giving him the option. You're the team. Draft him if you want to draft him. If not, and I don't think there's any, listen, and if Baltimore's not complaining about it, we shouldn't fucking complain about it.
Correct.
You had the conversation. Hey, come in here, learn under us, boom, get some reps, and go from there. I think it's 100. I don't think there's anything wrong with this whatsoever. And if you're a person that has an issue with this, I just think you're bitching and moaning just for the sake of bitching and moaning. Here's the thing: if you're Shador, put yourself in his mindset here. You're gonna go to Baltimore with one of the best players in the league. And you're going to sit there, and there's zero chance that you're going to start this season unless he gets hurt.
Or get reps.
Right? Or get reps.
No reps.
Here's the other thing. You're also going to probably the most unique offense in the entire National Football League.
That doesn't suit
There's
you.
32 offenses, right? And they have even adapted it over the years to make sure that they accentuate not just his throwing prowess, but his running prowess. That's not Shador. Why the hell are you going to go there and get reps in an offense that doesn't accentuate your strengths? You're not going to go out there and be like, hey, Shador's there. Let's do a bunch of freaking pocket passer stuff. 3 and 5 step drops, get the ball out of the hand quick. Like, you're not doing that. You're going to run the same offense. All right, you're going to go in there because the rest of your offensive players, they're not going to run a you're not going to change your offense for your backup quarterback, are you? Never, ever, ever. Go to Cleveland. You have an opportunity, even if you're third or fourth string. You got a chance to beat out Joe Flacco. You got a chance to beat out Kenny Pickett. You got a chance to beat out Dylan Gabriel. I know, obviously, not worrying about Kenny Pickett now, but I just think it makes too much sense. You had no control where you got drafted. Now you have some semblance of control in the 5th round when you in your heart thought that there was a good chance that you could have been drafted in the 1st round, and you can go get an opportunity to compete for a starting job at some point in your rookie season and beyond. I have no issue with this whatsoever.
The people who would be upset with what's going on or what happened, I bet if you asked them closer, they'll say, hey, do you like Shador? Do you like Deion Sanders? I bet their answer is no. Because I don't understand why people dislike, other people's, that's their life. Like,
other people taking control of their own life.
Of their own lives. I don't understand that. Like, I can't believe he moved. It's his choice. He took his family and moved cities.
I can't believe you went to go get another job.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that pays you more money.
I can't believe that you made a choice for your family and you didn't think about me. Like, that's the way the normal, these fans think. I don't. Who cares?
It's not even.
How does it affect you? If he said he didn't want to play for Baltimore, how does it affect you?
I don't even know if it's fans. I think it's people. Because it's not even about sports. Right, think about it. If one of your friends leaves or moves, you see people get bent out of shape and that's what I don't get in life. When people get bent out of shape of other people's decisions that have nothing to do with them.
Agreed.
What the hell does that have anything to do with you? I am not looking for things to get pissed off about. Life is hard enough. There's enough shit that I got to worry about to keep my fucking ass on a straight track, to make sure I'm doing everything I can to be a better citizen, to make money, and to just do better every single day. If I'm sitting here looking at Chris and Tom and Bert and you and freaking Josh and Aaron and everybody and being like, well, I don't like that decision that Aaron made. I don't really like that shirt that you wore. Like, what the fuck, man? Like,
you don't like my shirt?
I always like all your shirts.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
Appreciate that.
Shout out to the Statue of Liberty,
Yeah.
all coppered up. You're right. I think it says, those are those instances, Beck, where I think it says more about the person making this proclamation than the actual thing that you're talking about. 100%. Like, if you really are getting bent out of shape, and again, we get this in sports media nowadays, and Manuel Acho said something yesterday. You see what they're doing now?
What are they doing?
They got fired,
Okay, yeah.
Now they're doing like a late night podcast thing with him and LaShawn McCoy.
Okay.
And he's talking about, the stuff with Stephen A. He said yesterday that Molly was going to quit, and they were just talking shit about him and how he broached the subject. And it's just like, well, I mean,
talking shit about Stephen A?
Yeah,
okay.
Because the way he was bringing up the topic. And I'm just like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? Like, you're talking about somebody else's opinion on something else. Like, it has nothing to do with sports.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it's just a weird. Acho's another guy. I don't get it, man. Oh, TV has to, sports TV has to change and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, you're part of the problem. Like, I wouldn't listen to anything that man has to say. Him and Ryan Clark can go out there and play pickleball and then go move to Suriname. I don't really care. They don't make my day any better whatsoever.
See, the problem is a lot of these media members, they're clearly getting personal. Like when I'm seeing Stephen A. Smith and Jason Whitlock, I mean, I'm like, everything you say, the other person's bitching about it. It's like when you complain about everything somebody says, it sounds bitchy and, it's like, it's petty.
But it's like your friend that always has, like, everybody's got a one-upper.
Yeah.
That friend, or like, you say, man, I've been to Puerto Rico. I went to Puerto Rico that one time. Or like, man, I just made this great chili the other day. Man, the best chili I ever had. And it's like, damn, bro, you got to retort for everything I got to say.
Mm-hmm.
But that, you turn on these shows in the morning. I don't even watch them anymore. People say, what do you watch in the morning? You watch Get Up? You watch? I'm like,
nope.
None of them. No. I watch 0 of them because all they're doing is barking and yelling and telling me this and that and how I should feel about sports. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm trying to, on our shows, be informative and be entertaining. I'm not sitting here trying to yell at you guys to make you feel like you're stupid because you don't believe in what I believe.
You know what, Stephen A. Smith and the other clown? Who's the other clown? That Mad Dog. Oh, God.
You like Mad Dog?
No, I do not. I don't dislike Stephen A. Smith. I don't like him. But
here's the thing.
Mad Dog, I just don't get it.
Here's the thing about Stephen A. Love him on politics. Hate him on, not hate him, but I don't like him in sports.
Yeah, he's a lot.
He is.
And it's almost too much for sports.
It is.
Like he's got too much energy for sports at times. You know what I mean? Like calm down. I feel like he
always. That's the thing we get into with sports is, and this is why you and I think get along so well, and why every time we crack a mic together is you and me just talk. We don't go into it and be like, hey, this is my point. Boring. And I want to go on this point, and then we'll go from there. Like, my whole thing is Cody Mauch is the best, Cody Mauch. Oh, like what you said, but what did you say? You're scared about the Bucks or worried?
Major concern.
Yeah, you're concerned about the Bucks. We didn't start the podcast and go, hey, I'm going to say this. I'm worried about the Bucks. And then go from there. We don't do that kind of stuff. But I feel like when you're watching TV, it's like, I have a headline in my back pocket. I want to use this at 3:17. And then we'll bounce off the equation.
You know who did that worse than anybody I've ever seen, though, for sure? Skip and Shannon.
Yeah.
Now I look back, those shows were terrible. Like, you had
to look back?
No, not really.
Look back at it.
I used to watch a little bit, but it was always just, it was the same thing. It was him going at him with the Cowboys and him going at him with LeBron and then LeBron and then Tebow and then, it was the same thing over and over and the same person is defending the same person. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And it's clearly, I'll be this side, you be that side. I can't do that. Like some people think that radio's like that. One person take one side, one person take, I can't take a side that I don't really believe in. I wouldn't know how to speak. Like, how can you defend the side that you don't believe in?
Well, that's the point of, like, you have to go deeper into the conversation, right? That's the point, is find different things to talk about. It doesn't have to be adversarial. And that's the problem, is that you get into sports media, whether it's TV and radio, and it becomes a punch-counterpunch type of thing. I don't think so. When you're successful in this industry, you're not talking at people, you're talking with people. It's like you're sitting at the end of the bar. It's like you're here at the Dignitary Cafe, 4817 Southwest Shore Boulevard. Come check us out, Kava and Kratom. All night long, all night. But you and I having this discussion, we agree about 85% of the things.
Okay.
And then there's things we don't agree on.
Absolutely.
But we're never taking personal. And I think it's good because you and I, even when we agree on things, we can still say things from different vantage points.
Sure.
You're going to be able to talk about something as a professional athlete. I'm going to be able to talk about it from a media member. But we've never done this, nor will we ever do this, be so contrived where it's like, I have to take this angle. Because even though you and I about the Shedeur Sanders thing, we didn't necessarily agree, but we didn't disagree.
No.
Right? I was more passionate of, like, I think 100% he did something good.
Well, the thing is, you have
or
we have to be able to, and I think this is the issue with politics. We were talking politics before, and I think this is the problem with politics in our world, in our country. I don't know the whole world, but our country is one that people have aside, and they're completely closed to even listening to the other side. Even with explanations, like they don't want to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? I just think, and the most intelligent people out there listen a lot. They listen. They don't speak all the time. They listen and they absorb. And
the smartest.
By far, the smartest. The quietest ones in the room are usually the smartest one.
What's the opposite? And the opposite's true.
And same with toughness. The one that talk about how tough they are get knocked out every goddamn time. That one sitting in the corner real quiet, just assessing the room, that's the cat I'm scared of.
Right.
Straight up. But it's just a funny place we're in right now because, like, even this Charlie Kirk things, and for God forbid, I'm not getting into nothing like that.
No, but we talked. It happened last week when we were here.
It happened, okay? But and I don't want to comment on it because who cares what I think, okay? And the things that I'm hearing around it, I
think people care. People do care what you think.
Okay, but okay. So if I said I didn't like Charlie Kirk, okay, who cares? There's two sides of it. This is the thing. People are like, well, you didn't condone shooting. You shouldn't condone the shooting of anybody. Right. So why are we even talking about that? But you don't have to condone something. But
people do, though, Beck.
But I don't have to mourn him, though. Like, this is the problem with our country. Some of our country is telling me I have to mourn him. I do not have to mourn him. I don't tell anybody they got to do. Please don't tell anybody in this country they got to do anything else. And I think that's the issue. Everybody's telling everybody how they should feel and why don't you think this way? Because there's two ways of thinking. And
no, I think that's where you're wrong. I think there's more than two ways of thinking.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Correct.
I think you look at a certain situation like Charlie Kirk where I did not like some of the things that he had to say. Some of the things he had to say, I'm like, man, I couldn't disagree with you more. But couldn't disagree with you more. But there is also something redeeming about having peaceful conversations with people, right, at the time. Now, people could say the rhetoric was hateful. I'm not talking about that aspect of it. I'm talking about the fact that you're out there on college campuses, right, regardless of what your motive is, and he's inviting people with differing viewpoints to talk to him. Whether you agree with his motives, whether you agree with what he had to say, I feel like there is a semblance of that needs to happen in other aspects of life. Like I think it's extremely just so encouraging and a positive thing when Stephen A. Smith goes on with like, God, who was he on? With Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity. Like, you're getting both sides of the spectrum, right? Two guys that are way, way far apart. And you know what happens? They end up circling back around and going, damn, when we just have a normal conversation, we have a lot more in common than we have apart.
Sure.
And what the problem is that you get situations like the whole Charlie Kirk thing and people are just like, screw him, I don't care, I didn't believe anything he said, I'm glad he's dead. And people are dancing on his grave. And it's just like, I don't know if that necessarily paints you in the right. It doesn't make you right, right? And then you have other people that want to mourn him and act like he's the greatest person in the world. And it's just like, I don't know if people should really be going that far, right? So it's like, it's somewhere in the middle. And if people realize and stop being so fucking closed-minded and realize that it's not just blue or red, it's not just black and white, there's a lot of gray areas. But the only way that you're going to freaking navigate through those murky waters is by talking to people and respecting people of differing opinions and then kind of freaking hedge your bets and tread that water so you can get as close to humanly possible so we can peacefully coexist. Because if not, then more violent shit is going to happen. It's not just going to happen. It's not just going to stop with Charlie Kirk. It's not going to happen with hate crimes that happen across the country. It's not going to happen with police brutality in certain places where they identify people because of the color of their skin. Like, this shit happens, whether people want to agree or disagree or not, what side of the aisle you fall onto. But we have to keep talking because if not, the violence is going to be the answer for a lot of people. And in that instance, Beck, nobody wins.
Well, I think I'm part of the who cares tribe because I sit and I listen to people explain or talking about details that they find to be relevant. Here's a detail. Oh, his killer, stop right there. I don't care. Whatever you say after that, I don't care. I don't care if the killer's white, black, Muslim, Christian, right, left. I don't care because soon as you say something, everybody reacts.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't change the world. White people kill, black people kill, Muslim people kill. It shouldn't matter. That's the problem. Oh, did you hear he had a transgender? Who cares? Like, why is that affecting me? That a crazy person was crazy. To shoot an innocent person makes you crazy. It doesn't matter what side you're on. And I think our country is worried about stuff that's just not important anymore, man. Right, left, blah, conservative, liberal. You could kiss my entire ass with all those labels. I don't want anybody to have labels are the dumbest thing I ever heard in my goddamn life. Don't label me, please. Thank you.
What do you say? Kiss my entire black ass.
Kiss my entire black ass.
How do you not have a shirt that says "Kiss my entire black ass"?
Because some people be offended.
But as the great 20th century philosopher I.H. Beckles once said, "Who cares?"
Well, I do care though.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, once I stay out of people's business.
Just say you don't care.
But some people get so offended that I would be in a store or something and some lady would say something. And, I don't want to be that guy.
So you're not that old yet. You're going to get to that point.
What do you mean? A tool for what?
You're going to get to a point, you're going to be like 60.
No, I can still work, but I'm not trying to stir stuff up. I've never been
No, but
that
I'm
guy.
saying you still are kind of Karis guy.
A Kyle what?
You're kind of Karis guy.
Care what?
Kind of cares. You just said you're I don't care guy.
I'm not going to wear I wouldn't even wear a shirt that says Black Power on it. Why? Why?
Because you're black?
It's just.
What if I wore it?
I think it would be awesome.
I think it. My buddy Mike Babb says, "Man,
somebody would fight you if you wore a shirt Black Power. There's no doubt about it. You would get in a fight, probably with a white person."
I was gonna say, that's a good question. Wait, I would get more.
I don't know if all black people want you wearing that shirt.
No, of course not.
So I mean,
of course not.
But what was it? See that it shouldn't matter.
Who would? That would be an interest. That would be. What was that movie with Bruce Willis? And Denzel Washington.
I'm not a movie guy, dog.
Oh, bro, he had the placard on and it said, "I hate N-words," and he was. Oh, you never saw that?
No.
Oh, bro, you gotta watch that movie.
No, I don't do movies.
They threatened to blow something up, and the only way that he could get out of it is by going in the middle of I think it was Harlem.
Sounds interesting. Oh, that sounds like a good field trip.
Harlem? You ever been to Harlem?
Yeah, of course I've been to Harlem.
Spanish Harlem?
Of course I've been to Harlem.
It gets hot in here. I'm wearing jeans.
It is a little bit hot, though.
It is, and I think that's where we wrap it up because it's hot. It was a hotly
hot.
contested conversation.
You got a cold
right
kratom?
there. What is that?
Cold kratom.
Cold kratom. What flavor you got here?
That's a red. Just straight up with little lemon.
Do you have an Ian Beckles drink?
Nah, I just
do that.
I could do it. I mean,
no, but what I'm saying is, if I went to the Dignitary Cafe, 4817 Southwest Shore Boulevard, Cabo Kratom, I'm doing it. I would say I want to drink with Ian Beckles drinks.
Okay, well, this is my Ian Beckles.
What is it?
It's the red kratom with lemon and agave. It keeps the taste like the tea without putting all the other stuff in it. Keeps some natural taste. Rock and roll. Put some ice in it. Let's rock.
What else is going on at the cafe this week and on your socials?
What's going on this weekend? We're just hanging out, watching football. Come hang out with us. This young man comes and hang out with us, watch a little football. And Saturday and Sunday, we're out here having a good time. And we're always just pouring the best kava and kratom on the planet.
You got that right, buddy. Follow him, Ian_Beckles, Beckles and Recher podcast every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Ian joins me on my podcast at, look, the thing turned off. There we go. There you go, El Gato.
El Gato.
All right, follow me on Mondays, 12:30. He joins me. Follow me at JRecher. We'll see you next time on the Beckles and Recher podcast. Peace out. Smokey!
Smokey!